What happens when a Harley Davidson dealership closes? Let's get into it.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So this question I get quite a bit, really, or people ask me to discuss it and to bring it out on a video as well. So I think it's actually a decent question. You know, what happens to you, or your ability to have work done on your bike if a dealership closes? Now, we know in the last couple of years, since COVID and since the global recession, let's say, that yes, a few dealerships around the world have indeed closed. Lots of independent dealerships have closed, and also workshops have closed as well. And that's the kind of thing that happens. We know that. But what happens to the people who would normally go to that dealership to have their work done on their bike, or to have a wider experience? What happens? Well, there are a couple of things here. Obviously, first of all, you don't have a hangout place anymore, so there isn't somewhere to go. Let's say if there's a hog chapter associated with that dealership as well. It really depends. I mean, sometimes I have heard of hog chapters carrying on in name, but also many just fall apart as well, or people will just go to other hog chapters, so that does happen. So that's the wider issue, let's say. But really, when we're talking about getting parts of your bike or having work done on your bike, well, yes, your only option then is either to travel to another dealership, and that could be, in some cases, hundreds of miles, or indeed it could be another country. It really depends where you are in the world, of course. But also you could go to independent workshops if they are able to work on your bike as well. Now, many of the people ask me this because I've made quite a bit of content in the past on Harley Davidson warranties. And here's the issue. Let's say that you have a bike within the warranty period and you have your 2-year warranty. Well, you can then take your bike to any other dealership or any other approved workshop that can do warranty work, and your warranty period, let's say, the items on that warranty will still be covered. So you'll still be able to get your bike fixed and be able to have it serviced, let's say. So you can take it anywhere else that is approved or a dealership. So that's all fine. The grey area here is where you have a particular dealership that has sold you a motorcycle, whether it's new or nearly new, and whether they make a personal guarantee to you on that vehicle or any work that you've had done to it. Let's say you've upstaged it for whatever reason. And even if the bike is out of warranty, they upstage it, but then they say, right, we're going to guarantee this work for, 12 months or 2 years or whatever it is. Well, if that dealership then closes, let's say they go bankrupt for whatever reason, then it really depends the wording of that guarantee, and also is it transferable to another dealership, let's say. So it really depends on the wording of this guarantee, and also is it something that Harley Davidson Motor Company have anything to do with as well, or is it a private guarantee from the dealership? And if it's something like that, well, then I'm afraid I think you've lost your guarantee. So that's to be said as well. So it really depends what your relationship is with the dealership, what the other options are in your local area. Do you have to travel? And many people do travel anyway to other dealerships because they don't particularly like the local dealerships. So yeah, putting the bike on a trailer and taking it elsewhere, that's all doable, of course. But I think if your local dealership closes and you really are miles and miles away from another dealership, then it's going to be a case of seeking out local workshops or local expertise, and then you're going to have to start making let's say online applications or telephone conversations with your nearest dealership or the company themselves, or the telephone numbers that are associated with your country, and then they'll be able to direct you to the nearest service center that can work on your motorcycle as well. It is one of those tricky situations. Say, well, actually I had a bike, it was from this dealership, I got everything from there, they were servicing the bike, they were working the bike, they gave me personal guarantees and written guarantees outside of the Harley Davidson Motor Company warranty, and so everything is tied there. Where does that leave me? Well, I'm afraid it leaves you up that creek without a paddle in many respects. You're going to have to go somewhere else. And it depends. You may have some kind of recourse on that guarantee, but it really depends. It may not be worth the paper it was written on to anybody else, or indeed the motor company as well. So I think that's worth noting, that if your dealership closes, yeah, you're going to have to take your bike elsewhere, or you're going to have to learn how to fix it yourself, of course. And I know for many people that isn't always possible. But I think here's an interesting thing as well. As a model ages a little bit, in other words, as the technology ages a little bit, let's say with the M8 engines, you're going to get lots and lots of independent workshops now that have the expertise that can work on these M8 engines and the motorcycles as a whole. However, brand new motorcycles, they may not be able to do that. So there might be an issue there. So you may be forced to only be able to go to a Harley Davidson dealership as opposed to independent workshops. However, it's still the case that many independent workshops still have some difficulty in being able to perform certain electronics or electrical tasks on newer Harley Davidsons, because they just don't have the capability to interrogate it properly and don't have the software and don't have the direct link to Harley Davidson Motor Company. So you're going to have to work with the company directly, contact them or whatever number they have for your country, and you might have to take your bike to a dealership much further away. It really depends. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. It's an interesting topic for sure. It's an interesting thing to consider. What if this happened? What would I do? What would I do with my bike? So probably it's always worth investigating now. Even though you've got a great relationship with your dealership, always have a look around at workshops in your general area or within relative driving distance or riding distance, and say, what options out there, who else can work on my bike, that kind of thing. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, but don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and I'll catch you again. Ta-ra. RevelatorAlf.